In this video, I'm going to go over the mock quiz on 14.1 Day 2. And the whole focus is on permutations and combinations. Remember, permutations means that order matters, and combination is when order does not matter. Remember also that this is going to be P, this is going to be C, and they're on your graphing calculator under math and then probability. Okay, identify whether the descriptions below belong to a permutation or a combination. Okay, Precalculus is going on a field trip. We can take 40 of our 60 students. That's a combination because it doesn't matter the order in which you're picked. As long as you're picked, you're going on the field trip. 3 drawings are planned for a lottery. The first name drawn receives $200. The second name drawn receives $100, and the third name drawn receives $50. Because there are different dollar amounts for each drawing, order does matter, so that's a permutation. A committee of 5 is formed from a group of 20. Okay, there's no titles, so that's your tip-off. That is only a combination. A group of 3 consisting of a president, secretary, and a treasurer are selected from a group of 20. The second you see titles, then that's going to be a permutation. 10 greyhounds participate in a race, and first, second, and third places are recorded. Okay, when you have places, as opposed to everyone just finishes, and it doesn't matter the order, it's going to be a permutation. So this is a permutation. Okay, so then I want to make sure you know how to use your calculator. So go ahead and try to do these. So I'm going to go along and do it as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to math. I'm going to go to probability, which is across the top, and then down to NPR. And I can put the numbers in now. You may need to first put a 7 in, then go to math, probability, pick NPR, and then write in your 5. Okay, in any event, you should be doing this. And what I did was I did 7P5. Okay, the next one is going to be a combination. So again, I'm going to go to math. I'm going to go across the top to probability, down to NCR. I can put it in like this. If you have to first write the number 9, then go to NCR, and then write the 4, that's fine. You should get 126, and what I did was 9, choose 4. Remember, the first number is the group you're choosing from, and the second number denotes how many you are going to choose, or place. Place if it's permutation, choose if it's combination. Okay, this is 8 factorial. I hit the number 8, I go to math, I go to probability, and I go down to the exclamation point, and I hit enter, and I get 4320. Now, if you have a graphing calculator that lets you do a fraction bar, you can do this just the way it looks. Otherwise, you're going to do 9 factorial divided by 4 factorial. Okay, so let's see what we get. So I have math, probability. First, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do alpha, y equals, because I can get a fraction bar. Then I'm going to say 9, go to math, go across the top to probability, down to the exclamation, and then go down to my denominator, 4, math, across the top, and down, and that gives me my 4 factorial, and my answer is 15120. Okay? Okay, so there are 6 runners in a race that is completed with no tie. how many ways can the race be completed? Okay, it just says completed. So we're going to say 6, choose 6 to finish. Okay, so we're going to say, I'm going to do it your way, 6, math, probability, down to NCR, and 6, and I get 1 way. Okay, how many ways can first, second, and third be decided? Okay, so first, second, and third. So let's think about that for a second. Okay, let me correct myself for a second. Since they're all finishing, place does matter because they are coming in a certain order. So I'm going to say 6, place 6. Okay, so we're placing 6. So if I say 6, and then I go to math, and then I go probability and down to NPR and say 6, then I get 720 ways. And that kind of spins off of the fundamental counting principle. If I had six runners, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, wouldn't I have done this? And doesn't that equal 6 factorial? And isn't 6 place 6 also 6 factorial? So excuse my quick error there, but hopefully that did not confuse you. Okay, and how many ways can first, second, and third be decided? So you still have 6 runners, but now you're going to only account for the 3 places. So what does that do to our total? It looks like it reduces it to 120. Okay, so we're done with that. Okay, club has 12 members, and how many ways can a president, vice president, secretary, and treasurer be decided? So it's 12 place 4 because order matters. So let's get that value. I'm going to put 12. I'm going to go math. I'm going to go across the top, probability, and down to NPR. And then I'm going to put in my 4. And there are 11,880 ways to do that. Okay, from 20 tickets in a hat, 5 tickets are drawn at random, and each ticket holder will win a trip to Barbados. In how many ways can the 5 winners be selected? Okay, so this is 20, choose 5. Because it doesn't matter when you get chosen, you're still going to be a winner. So 20, math, go across the top, probability, and that's going to go down to NCR, and I'm going to put a 5 in, and that's going to be 15504. Okay, next one. A group of 20 campers, 12 men and 8 women, are choosing a scouting party of 6. In how many ways can this scouting party be chosen if it must consist of 3 men and 3 women? Okay, so let's think about this. Does it matter the order you're chosen? No. So I would say 12, choose 3, times 8, choose 3. So these are the women and these are the men. Okay, then I would multiply those numbers together and get a value. So let's see how we're going to do this. So if I have 12, choose 3, and then times, okay, so let me stop that for a second. I'll figure it out. Okay, so I'm getting 12,320. So just make sure that when you're putting your data in, that you're not staying down here. That when you say times, it's away from that 3. So just play with that a little bit and make sure you're getting this value. Okay, so here's a tip-off. In how many distinguishable ways can the letters of houseboat be arranged? So first thing you're going to do is count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So this is 9. I'm going to use all of them. Place 9. But I have some duplication, so we have to account for that. I have 2 O's. Do I have anything else that's duplicated? And the answer is no. So I'm just going to divide by 2 factorial. So see what we get for that. So remember, it's a division. And my numerator is really 9 factorial, or 9 place 9. So math. Okay, and then my denominator is 2 factorial. Math, probability, and this. Okay, so that's going to be 181,440. Okay, and how many ways? In how many ways can 4 squares, 3 circles, and 2 triangles be arranged in a row? Okay, so let's think about this. In how many different ways can they be arranged in a row? So first off, you have, and I'm going to change this wording. And how many, I'm going to say distinguishable ways. Okay, so make that distinguishable. I may have changed this before you get it anyway. Ways can those things be arranged in a row? So 4 and 3 is 7, 8, 9. So that's going to be 9 factorial, or 9 place 9. Either way is fine. And then I'm going to have 4 factorial, 3 factorial, 2 factorial. 4 factorial, 3 factorial, 2 factorial. Okay, so let's see how many ways I can do. Okay, I'm getting 1260. So remember, if you do not have a fraction bar, you have to do it like this. 9p9 divided by paren. 4 factorial, 3 factorial, 2 factorial paren. If you don't do it with the parens, you're not going to get the right answer. Okay, this is our last problem. A pizza parlor has 12 toppings. In how many ways can 3 topping pizzas be assembled? Okay, so it doesn't matter the order you put your topping on. So this is 12, choose 3. So let's see what we get there. Math, probability, and this is choose, and this is 3. And that equals, and I'm getting 220 ways. Okay, so before we go, what I want to do is show you the graphing calculator, just in case there's any confusion about how we put these things in. So I'm going to stop sharing this screen, and I want to share my graphing calculator. So let me do that. So just hang on 1 second. So let me just, okay, so I have my graphing calculator up. So all these things with probability, they're found by going to math, and then you go across the top to probability, and then you have NPR for permutations. You have NCR for combinations, and you have factorial. And let me show you what I mean about my fraction bar. So if I go to, let's get out of there. If I go to alpha y equals, I get a fraction bar. If you don't get that, when you say alpha y equals, you've got to be very careful about parentheses. So for example, let's say that I didn't use this. So let me clear out of that. And let's say I'm going to do a permutation. And let's say it is 9 factorial, so I'm going to type in 9. I'm going to go to math. I'm going to go across the top to probability, down to the exclamation point, hit enter. Then I'm going to say divided. Now, if I have multiple terms, I'm going to put a parenthesis there. And let's say I have 2 factorial, math, across the top, down. And then let's say 4 factorial, math, across the top, and down. Okay, enter. Okay, I'm going to close my paren and hit enter. Okay, that is the correct answer. If instead I did this, so let's just say I did 9, math, probability, factorial, and I want to do the same problem. So I do divide, but I don't use my paren, and I have 2 terms down below. So this is math, probability, and go down to this. Okay, so let me say, if I could do it again. Let me say second, enter. Okay, so now I'm going to put my 4 math across the top, probability, and down. And let's see what we get when I hit enter. Okay, so notice it's the same problem as this one, except without parentheses. I get a very, very different answer. Because what I'm doing is I'm taking 9 factorial divided by 2 factorial, and then I'm multiplying by 4 factorial. That's how it got so big. So I just wanted to show you that and make sure that everyone knew how to get these probability factors from your calculator. Okay, so that's it. We're going to have a little quiz on this next class, a quick quiz, just similar to what we just did in that mock quiz. So I hope this was helpful.